Trustee Lewis. Present. Trustee McFadden.
Present.
Trustee Fulcher.
Present.
Trustee Thompson.
Present.
Trustee Williams.
Here.
Trustee Brooks.
Present.
Mayor Rudette.
Present, Madam Clerk. Please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance.
Swap, man.
Yep.
Swap that flag around. You know, that's my pet peeve.
Yeah.
American flag on the other side.
Don't do it, you're gonna do it right. All right, let's get it going. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. All right, general public comments. Do you have some? Mrs. Mosley, thank you so much. And just a point of order. After the general public comments are over, we're not going to take any more questions from the floor. And moving forward after today, all questions regarding in the cow meeting should be agenda item addressed. Thank you very much. Phyllis Saunders, you can move forward. Let's go, Ms. Saunders. All right. So we're going to strike Ms. Bernice's term?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Ms. Bernice.
Hi, hello everyone, board, mayor, trustees and all. Like to announce the our upcoming event. The Community Block Club of University Park presents our 3rd annual Heritage Showcase, Saturday the 24th at 1 p.m. We're here at the 90 Town Center in University Park. We have keynote speaker, we have food and fun, and we'd like everyone to RSVP by 2/16 or 24.
I'm sorry, 1 second. You said what date? Just around?
February 24th.
Okay.
Yes. Hope you show up.
Yeah, I got it right. I'll swing by. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was the 25th. That's why I said.
No, 24th. And we'd like everyone to RSVP by February 26th, only for our food count. The food count, okay? Thank you. Number is 708-476-4133. And the event is free. By the 16th.
That's right.
Yes, okay? Table over there too also, okay? Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's for food, right? RSVP for your food count, correct?
Robin Walker.
Okay. Good evening, board. Madam Clerk, I've already asked you, I will ask that my comments please be read and placed into the records. And I did also bring a copy and will email a copy as well. So I am here as a taxpaying resident to question, complain, and shed the light on the leadership of this village. I have tirelessly worked and given my free time for years in this community helping out with youth programming, as well as sat on multiple boards within the school district's PTO and committees. I do love the children and I love where I live. So most of you know my heart as well as my character and know that I do not tolerate nonsense. So I am only needing to get on this mic when it's absolutely necessary and pertinent. So as a University Park Youth Baseball Organization's president, I am here to disclose factual info as it relates to our organization and am demanding justice. The facts are that elected official trustee Donna Dilworth, or who now goes by the last name Fulcher, went along into the U.S. Bank and wrote out a cashier's check to herself. She withdrew all of the funds, $55,188, from the baseball account in which my name is on, and then placed funds into an unknown account. So I have requested funds to be returned and have yet to receive any money. Trustee Fulcher knew that my signature of approval was needed to remove the funds, and she did not seek or get approval prior to removing these funds. So funds that were removed came from the below entities: the governmental MLB grant, which is the bulk amount of the funding, Money Township, the Village of University Park, and parent registration fees. Myself, President, and Donna, past secretary, both signed multiple contracts and agreements stating that the funds were to be used based on specific baseball necessities and a timeline in which to purchase, and made sure that we understood that the funds were not to be removed from its original bank account. Removing these funds has placed a strain and a burden on my name as well as the org, because these funds were all donated in care of Robin Walker. I can no longer provide the entities with the documentation that is requested to prove that the monies and how they are being spent properly. This is unreal because, yet again, the kids are suffering for all of this nonsense. The fields, training equipment, and fields necessities like bleachers for the parents have not been purchased. Without the needed equipment, the kids lacked in a lot of areas, which resulted in unnecessary losses and minimal wins. So I have requested several times via email a meeting with the village manager, Chief Dale, and a few trustees, and I have not received any responses back yet. Once again, please be reminded that you all took an oath to respond back to the residents by using the email.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Walker. I want to respond to that, if you don't mind. I think that you may have a complaint, but sometimes I think that that's just not a good choice right now when we're trying to continue to move our village forward. And I wish that we can just settle those issues on the side before we have to go out there using defamatory, slanderous comments, So if there's a problem, I'll be glad to get it resolved, because it's not good. We got to start working with each other instead of just going against each other. And so I understand that there might be a conflict or a problem, but let's see if we can work it out outside the boardroom. Okay. That's all I was asking.
I've been asking for that, and I haven't gotten a response back.
This is first I heard of it, and my apologies if I'm behind on the times or something. But we want to continue to portray a great image for our community moving forward, that we're functioning in the right mannerism and that we're working together. And that's all I'm asking. Okay.
I also would like to respond. As for the baseball organization, the true board members have filed a lawsuit against you, Robin Walker, and that's something that we will address, which is court tomorrow. So all of your answers as for validity of whose the board is and any type of funding will be addressed at that time.
I just want to say something. It's unfortunate because for all the years I've been here, baseball organization has always been a problem. From 1980, whatever, to now. And because of this going on here now, my grandson will no longer play. And it hurts his heart because his mom and dad had to let him know you can't play for either of these teams. He'll be playing outside of University Park, the same as my Christian and my camera had to do because of misappropriated, whatever, things didn't run right. And it's really sad, and I just hate this for our children. I think they should be first and foremost, and that things should have been sat down and talked about before it even got to this. But unfortunately, it didn't, and that's why I say Mylan will not be playing.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Thank you, Ms. Walker.
Right.
If you want to set up something on the side, I'll be glad to. Okay? Thank you. Sonia Jenkins-Bell.
Mayor Board, hi, how are you? Happy Valentine's, everyone.
Thank you.
We have a few things going on, with the Will County Dams. We have a meet and greet with Senator Joyce, Jennifer Bertino Tarrant, and also Mrs. Colette Stratford that is running for our circuit court judge. That will be on Wednesday, February 28th, between 5 and 7 o'clock at the Loft Restaurant in Crete. Senator Joyce is also having something in Kankakee, and Jennifer Bertiner is having something in Joliet. As I stand here today and I'm looking at the situation with the baseball organization, I wasn't going to address it. I felt that it's a disservice to the community, the children, and everyone involved. For someone to sue this woman is utterly ridiculous. She has worked tirelessly with this organization. I can speak to what I know, not what I heard. Tirelessly, not just her, her family, myself, and other community leaders. It makes absolutely no sense for someone that does not even live in this community to sue this woman that started it off without this new supposedly board that didn't have anything to do with this. She started it along with Mr. Rudez, myself, the late Eugene Larson, and Mrs. Chief Pate at first, and then Mrs. Ernestine Beck-Fogel. She did all she had to do, everything that the past village manager told her to do, she did. Her name is on the line. Some things I can agree with. You can have some disagreements, but this makes absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. And the only one that is suffering is our children. That is who should have been put first. Not our own personal feelings, not our own egos. We need to get out of our egos and put children first, because that is what comes first. Now, I know both of these fine women. I know how hard they worked. I'm gonna say I live my life by 3 C's: communication, collaboration, and then compromise. And none of that was done. So it's shame on the whole entire organization. None of it was done. And to bring somebody that did nothing to this organization and let them tell us what they're not going to do and what they want was a travesty. It makes no sense. None whatsoever. Crete wouldn't be in University Park playing baseball if they did not need us. But obviously they do. So for them to even have a say in what's going on with this village's organization, and all of the tireless hours that Trustee Fulcher and Mrs. Robin Walker have put forth, makes absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. So I'm gonna leave with this. I'm gonna say this: put children first. They come first, they eat first. In my house, my children ate first. So they need to play first. And all the egos and all of the pompous attitudes and all of these different things, they need to be put to the side. And I'm also gonna say this: when the organization had no money, there were no volunteers. But when the organization got $55,000, everybody got something to say, and now you want to control it. Yous know who you are. Thank you.
Thank you.
At the law, 5 to 7. And also, I forgot to tell you this. They're having you want to know about your judicial candidates. They're having a forum.
We always have events there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, just let them know a little bit. The judges are having a forum tomorrow on the 15th at Local 1, IBW 176. Thursday. Yeah.
All right, Tim.
Hold on, I wanted to respond real quick.
One second, we got a response.
Just to let everyone know that the children in University Park are not suffering. We had a successful baseball season last year. The Pintos won the championship, and this year we're moving forward with registrations, which we are complete with, and we are having baseball the same thing. So the children are not suffering at all.
All right, thank you. Tim, sir?
Hello, board members and trustees. As you know, I've been appointed in charge of the Veterans Committee. So I have a pet peeve and I take it to heart very seriously. So my main concern was establishing a budget for the Veteran Committee and trying to get the other two that I need so we can have some type of voice in what's going on. I don't believe in middlemen because can't nobody tell me about being a veteran but a veteran. So I spent 26 and a half years in the military. And out of those 26, 23 of them was in a sergeant leadership position. So I can compromise, I can bend, but I won't break.
Amen.
When I walked out there and seen that wall out there, I was so pissed off in the military. You got veterans' names up there fading away, which is an embarrassment to the community, to me, because I stay here.
Right.
That was the first thing on my agenda, to try to get those names replaced.
Yes.
When we recognize the 3 days that's coming up out the year for the military, it's Veterans Day, Memorial Day, and Armed Forces Day. We don't have a flag, we don't have a wreath, we don't have a program set up. We just established the one for the Veterans Day. So I'm looking at Memorial Day coming up, and I'm not a last minute person. Proper planning makes better results.
Yes.
We wait to the last minute and do the hey you thing, we're gonna get piss poor results. That's gonna make us look bad as a whole. So if one look bad, we all look bad. There's no solo, it's all together. So whatever it's gonna take for me to get the committee together, I don't care who it is, I'm retired, I can sit down anytime to talk about a budget. We need a flag, we do not have a flag. And I ain't talking about that. That's right. I'm talking about a flag. When it's time for Memorial Day, that's going to be the time for us to remember those veterans. When we set up another program, it should be many flags passed out to all of the widows or the spouses. If we're going to go out to one of the grave sites, to put them down there, whatever it's going to take. Thursday, I have a meeting with the VFW in Richmond. They just called me today. So I'm going to go over there and talk to them about linking up some stuff, maybe piggybacking on some stuff. But as me and the mayor was talking, and I don't know what the riff is between Mooney, University Park, and Creek. Don't know, but I'll find out soon. As they say, I will find out about addressing the elephant in the room.
Okay.
But we was talking about combining all three communities, since we are linked up together, to bring everybody in to support our veterans. Because the kids they living in all of three of the townships, they go to school there. So I'm looking at it as being one. So I'm gonna go sit down with some of those board people over there in Mooney and Creek, find out who I need to talk to. But the most important thing I need to do is make sure we have a budget to do the proper things that we need to do to honor our veterans.
Absolutely.
Okay, so if I need to do a sidebar with somebody or come in during the week, just let me know your secretary has my number. All she got to do is just say, hey, whoever want to talk, come in on this time and we can do it. As long as it's in the morning, because I referee in the evening time.
Yes, sir.
So I referee in the evening time, but I'm willing to sit down and talk. But like I say, I take those years in that military and my veterans very seriously. So it's only a few things in life I take serious. My belief in God,
Amen.
my family, and being a veteran. All right.
Mr. Tim,
Yes, ma'am.
if you still have my card, I gave you my card,
Yes, ma'am.
you can call me.
Okay.
I would like to go to this meeting with you Thursday.
Okay. Thursday.
What time?
He said 7 o'clock. I have a basketball game at Kenny the King that evening, and I will be going straight over there. You know where it's located at, right?
Mm-hmm, yes, but would you please?
7 o'clock.
But give me a call in the meantime.
Yes, ma'am. I
All
will
right.
do that.
You still have the card?
I think so. If not, I get another one.
Okay.
I'm going to take that change.
All right.
And
Mr. Mayor might be recognized.
Yes, sir.
So you said you're the chairman of the Veterans Committee, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you're looking for 2 more, or do you already have members? He need 2 more?
Need 2.
Okay, I can say in the meantime, from past experience, when I sat on as a chairman or vice chair of any of the committees, speak directly to Ms. Scott, the village manager, when it comes to funding. If I'm not mistaken, we did put stuff in the budget for what you need. In reference to Creek, Moni, and University Park, I can say this. I was the varsity coach of the Mavericks over there. They will embrace you. I think what happens is sometimes they don't want to be bothered with the politics over here. Other than that, when you're someone coming in that's genuine, trust me, my wife, we'll tell you, Moni is great. They'll embrace you. Matter of fact, they'll make you think you live there. 2, 3, I understand how you feel. I'm paramilitary.
Okay.
Police officer. But I was raised by the men of the Vietnam era, especially my uncle. So I know what they go through. I can relate. I learned not to sneak up on him in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about.
It'd be real dangerous.
Right. I had to learn at an early age.
Okay.
But yes, flags, just like, it's just my pet peeve, only because of the honor guard. And yeah, every time I come in here, the first thing I do is I look at the flags.
Right.
Because I do think that the village lacks that. And it wasn't this year, it was last year we didn't have nothing for the vets. And those bricks out there were supposed to be replaced. It was supposed to be a touch-up that was supposed to happen, but it never happened. But it would be great for you to be involved, because this is something I'm noticing. Crete and Moni, they getting their veteran memorials, they getting their stuff together, while we just have something hanging around like it's in the backyard of somebody's yard that hadn't paid the mortgage. So if that, and following up, if just call the village manager, and I'm sure the board are okay, whatever you need to do. And it's even better when we give you your 2 members, because then you have your voting, and
Right.
whatever you voted for, we'll do it. I mean, we'll see it on the bills payable, but do what you have to do, because I too am tired of go to another community. They're looking good. Come to University Park. I mean, Christmas. Just take a look at Christmas. Look what Moni was lit up.
Look like
Their government.
on the airplane field.
We got over here, we still had our same snowflakes on a light pole with a tree. So it's time to step up for the vets. Thank you.
Yeah.
Additionally. Senator Joyce, I talked to him. He said he will help us.
Good, good.
And for the budget, I just wanted to mention that Trustee Thompson, during the budget meeting, we talked about committees and commissions, and we, the village manager and the board, the entire board, agreed upon $2,000 is the start for the budget. So that at least you know that you're starting with something.
Right. I'm gonna give you what I need, not what I want. So I'll make sure.
So like they said,
what I
reach out
give
to
you a list on
the
is
village
stuff
manager
that we need. So I'll make sure that, so it won't be nothing that's unnecessary, you know. And plus it'll be something we can reuse time and time again. So we're gonna get the best out of what we buy. I spent 10 years in operation for the military. So, and that was in charge of doing ceremonies for the colonels, the generals, post commanders. So, and it's just like, we don't have to go out. When we had this big room here, we can cater food in. I think what the village is lacking, there's no knock on anybody. The village lacks discipline. Yep. Okay, and I'm not knocking nobody because I'm on the outside looking in, but I can only see, and that's probably my military mind acting that way. It's the discipline and the camaraderie of coming together. And yeah, communication is good, but in the military, if you cannot communicate to the lowest level of that person in that room, that message will not go through. So when we communicate with each other, we got to understand, we got to listen and understand knowing. So feedback is always important, and I don't see nobody since I've been here, and I sit back and watch. There's never any feedback coming back. So if you give me a task, I'm supposed to come back to you and let you know where I'm standing at, where I'm at. This is what I'm lacking. This is what I need. This is what didn't happen because Joe Snuffy over here is not helping me. So then I bring that back to you and let you know where I'm hitting all my roadblocks at. But I think if we get that feedback back from each other, the communication will be a lot better. And have trust in each other, please. Have trust. Y'all was elected for a reason. So have trust in each other that we all gonna make the right decision to get the job done. At the end of the day, the mission of your village is what's important.
There it is.
Yes.
Okay?
Thank you
So
so
if that mission is coming together, regardless, look, when we had a mission, they don't care how you make that baby, they just want that baby.
All right.
So if you come together, we good, okay? Thank you. Appreciate it.
Deputy Stroud. I'm sorry.
I just want to thank you for your years of service and dedication. When you were here for the veteran program, you did an awesome job. And if there's anything I can do to be a volunteer or to contribute, my late husband was a veteran, I will be glad to assist. And I will give you my card as well.
Okay, thank you. I'll get you after.
Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. Oh, okay. I thought you had taken that sound. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Mayor, board, those present, those viewing. Ironic you mentioned about camaraderie, because what I wanted to say tonight, Brian Chelios, I go back to when he began his employment with the village. And last week, I did extend condolences to his mom, his dad, his brother, his sister. Yet, I go back to a time in Clerk Jones, I think she swore everybody in back from those days. And I just want to extend condolences to the fire department that I worked with, and I watched all of you walk in the door. There was camaraderie. And to rest of village staff, I extend those condolences as well. But camaraderie will get you through your day. It will minimize those 8 hours to where you don't even think about the clock. I mean, there were many times that, and I know fire department, I remember when you started your 24s and your 48s and all that good stuff. I'm just trying to get everyone to understand about camaraderie. As a board, you need camaraderie. As residents, we need camaraderie. If we can put all that together, boom, we got a bunch of camaraderie. It can be done. We've done it before. It can be done. We had good, let's take it better, let's make it the best. Okay, on the flip side, the 26-year deputy registrar in me, I encourage, just as Ms. Jenkins-Bell spoke on going to the different candidates and listening to them, I encourage every grandparent and or parent, please, if your child is 18 before March 19th, take them to the polls with you. They can register that day and vote that day. When I was an election judge, I would suggest to the parents, take a picture of your child in that booth before they vote. Before they vote, okay? But take a picture, send it to your email, blow it up, put it in a frame. I have 2 people I know of, I walk in their house and I see that picture from where they voted that day. It's a keepsake the rest of your life. It's something you can pass on generationally. And again, camaraderie, I'm looking for it. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Oh, and tomorrow's my anniversary. It'll be 1 year. My Valentine's Day gift to myself was my hip replacement. Hi. Hey. I'm back out there. Hey.
Mayor, can I just want to piggyback. First, let me say, as far as the firefighters, that day, or for the funeral and the services, it was just, for those who know, I had a procedure, and trust me, I'm sitting up here and I am in pain. And that was last week. But one thing I know with Chelios, he is a good man. I known him when he came on the job. I was already on the job for 5 years. Okay, and I just want, and we sitting here talking about the unity when it comes to the village and fire department and so forth. One thing I learned in Chicago Police Academy, because that's where they send us for Harvey, Chicago CPD training. Firefighters, I'm not knocking PD, you know that, Chief, but you know what they told us in the academy. Firefighters always stick together.
Always.
And one thing I can say is that Brian, as well as Richards, when I voted in, what was that, 18 for you guys to, I think Richards to be the deputy chief, right? These guys are always good with paperwork. They're good as far as responding to the community. There were several times the ambulance had to come to my house, and I think the last time they came, they were a little worried about me because it didn't look like I was going to make it. But you can see the passion inside of them. The next one I want to say, and in reference to you speaking about voting, and Sonia Jenkins-Bell know that this is important with the senator. University Park, to the sound of my voice, let me say this. We need to vote. We need to vote. We cannot continue to complain about what this board do or what our government is doing. I was watching, I think we all remember what happened to Killer Mike. Killer Mike just so happened to be on The View yesterday.
Yes, it was.
While I'm sitting up with my back, Killer Mike said something that we still have not paid attention to. And actually, while I hate to say, everyone was talking at the podium, I'm watching the election in New York. Everyone keeps talking about Biden is old and so forth and so forth. But Killer Mike made it very clear. Why are we not paying attention to our local politicians? That's where we need to look at. Stop talking about Biden and start talking about the local level. Start talking about who's on your library board. Jewel been there since 2005, and look what they have done at that library. They build, okay? You need to know who your local officials are, and vote for them, and as well as your state rep. Trust me, when Senator Joyce and a couple of them, Flanagan, came to the House this summer, I felt good because they care about us. I don't know what else to say outside that Ms. Stroud is telling the truth. You 18 are going to be 18 and over, please. Go out to the polls.
Please.
Some of you already know who we are. Some of us, we coach. We on special events committees. You know who we are. Mayor Rudez was a coach. I was a coach. But you also need to know everybody else in this community. It's time to do it at a local level. So I just wanted to make a point of that because she brought it up, and it just so happened yesterday, Killer Mike made a point that us, especially as African Americans, we have to pay attention to the local level and stop the distraction at the top of what Trump is saying about Biden or whatever that scenario is going to be. Yeah. I yield my time, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for adding that, because the registration has been low.
See?
In this community that I know of. And everybody knows I'll do a drive at any location. I will go anywhere in the state of Illinois, but the registration has been low.
And that's their...
I've been at the polls on election day.
That's the concern that this summer that they were talking about.
Look at the numbers.
That's their job to suppress
the numbers are getting lower and lower for voters.
Yes.
Not just in this community, but other communities as well. I encourage anybody 18, please go register, go vote.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That ends our public section. Public comment section. We are finished with the public comment section.
Thank you guys. I want you guys to know, thank you each and every last one of you guys for prayers that went up for my son. He will be home March 3rd.
Yes.
Amen. Business discussion items. Item 518, discussion Curaleaf Healthcare EAP agreement. Ms. Leslie, please.
Good evening, everybody.
Good
First of
evening.
all, thank you, Mayor, Madam Clerk, trustees, and village manager for giving us the opportunity. So the very first thing, we did put this in your packet so that you'll know what you're looking at and be able to make a decision if we want to move forward with this. But what we did was, this year, we looked at 3 different EAP programs, and I can't stress to you all, for as far as the employees go, EAP, employee assistance right now, is very important to every employee, every board member, all of us. Not only to us, though, the EAP program that we've introduced tonight is one that is also going to take care of the families as well. It's going to cost the village $2.07 per employee per month. I think that comes out to like, what, $200 a month, $2,400 a year, if my math is right, maybe not. But it's really good. I did look at 2 other companies just to kind of get a comparison of what they offer. You all know I came from Will County, so naturally I looked at the one that we use there. They were charging $320 per employee per month, and then I looked at another company called Perspectives, and they were charging a little bit more than us, but we didn't get what we're going to be getting with this EAP. One great thing with this
So I just want to ask you
yes.
one question, because just in case somebody doesn't understand or know what EAP is, would you please just...
Sure. We offer pursuant to the union contracts, there's the section in there that just clearly states that we have to offer the employees an EAP, which is the Employee Assistance Program. An employee can call the 1-800 number, and they can get all kinds of assistance. And a lot of times, employees will say to me, well, I don't want to use them because they're not confidential. I'm telling you, if they weren't confidential, I would have lost my job at the county probably about 20 years earlier, okay? Because they are confidential, that's number one. The other thing is it's not only for the employee, but it's for every member that lives in the household. I called them today because I wanted to verify if I have a kid in college who's currently not living in the household, will they be able to use it because they live on campus or whatever? And she said as long as their address is definitely, that's their home. The other thing, too, with mental health being so important right now, they've set up a section where they deal with mental health. And one of the big things for us, too, is that we can mandate, if we have an employee discipline or whatever it may be, we can mandate an employee go through the EAP program. It could be for drugs, it could be for, insubordination, it could be for any of those things, but it's a program that's going to be great for all of the employees. See there, the board, everything, they get a 1-800 number. It's going to be an awesome thing. You all mentioned Chief Chilios, and one of the things that Sean was able to do through his connections is that instead of them going to the EAP, IAFF, and then also the Fire Commission, they also sent out their representatives to talk to the employees that are also certified to do things, the counseling. The counseling that's offered doesn't have to be for bereavement. It can also be for divorce, separation, child care, anything that you can imagine. The other thing that I think is important to recognize with this program versus others is that if we needed someone to come in and to talk and address the employees, which we hadn't signed the contract yet, but I just wanted to see if they would give us a gimme. If we needed someone to come in and talk to our employees with regard to Chief Chilios, they were going to be able to do that for us and not make a charge to us. So I hope you get a chance to look at this. I do hope that you'll vote on this because it is something that, number one, is mandated by the union contracts, but it's also a good thing for us to be able to offer to the employees. So with that, I'm done, except I do want to say one thing. Every time Liz comes back from these meetings, she has a list, a to-do list. She just talked a couple of weeks ago about strategic planning. I listened to you talk about the military. I swear you guys are on the same page there, but she's been talking about that. Now we're going to go back, and whatever you guys give her as a homework assignment today, she's going to bring back and beat us up and make sure we do it. But again, I appreciate that, okay? So please, if you have any questions.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am?
Go ahead, Jim.
Yes.
Okay, now the cost, is that coming out of their paycheck or is it?
No, that is something that we pay for through their insurance.
Okay,
Yes.
and then I'm very familiar with the program because we had this at my last two employers.
Yes.
So they handled like domestic violence, child crisis, those things, are those included in the
Yes,
program?
and just to add to what you also said, Trustee, one of the other things is that our Blue Cross Blue Shield program does offer an EAP. That's what I thought about you just now. Our Blue Cross Blue Shield program does offer a EAP content, but it's very, very, very small. Like, you know, you get to talk to a counselor one time, versus with our EAP, they get to talk to them 5 times, and then they also set them up based on their insurance. So yes, to your point.
Okay, and I'm not sure if we had the EAP before, because I remember we had a gentleman from DPW, and he kind of fell off the bandwagon after he had lost his wife. He was going through a lot, and I felt like this was something that could have been offered to him.
Now we do have it, and actually the deputy chief over here will tell you, I get a call from him on a couple times asking about, you know, who's the EAP, can we use them? Last year, we did have another EAP that we used, and the utilization report that I asked him to send me, we only had, of the entire village for the entire year, we only had 3 people that actually took advantage of the EAP program. So this year, they gave us flyers. We want to try to, you know, make something more of it, but, you know, hardly anyone took advantage, and I think it's because people don't really know. They think that if you go to EAP, you're going to run back and tell their employees,
No.
and they're not.
Right, and if you could probably do a workshop with the employees.
Right.
To let them know, because it's very important, and these are great wellness benefits that's offered in this program, and people don't know about it, so they don't use it.
One of the things that the VM has asked us, and we talked about, is doing some leadership training for
Good.
several, you know, managers or supervisors. They actually offer that. They also offer one-on-one coaching for managers that can get into a tough situation. So I think we're pretty good on that. So we've got pretty much a lot of things covered in there.
Okay, well, thank you. This seems like a wonderful program, and like I said, I'm very familiar with it. I know it has a wealth of different programs within it, so they just need to be educated so that they know 24 hours, 7 days a week, you can call that hotline and your information is confidential.
Right. We sent the contract over to Felicia. She gave us the okay. She did 2 changes, so we were okay with that. And so we're good to go once you all make your decision here.
Okay, thank you
Yes,
for
ma'am.
presenting.
Trustee?
So with mental health parity being the federal, whose mic is that? Is that my mic?
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Mental health parity
Yes.
is a federal mandate. So is this a duplication of services for the insurance we already have, any of them?
No, this is way over and above. You know, there's so much emphasis now on mental health that we could never do enough, because they're still having problems identifying what mental health really is. So no, it's not. In addition to, it'll be a great asset.
But I'm a qualified mental health professional, so the federal government says your mental health has to be addressed at the same level as your medical health. So then, are you saying that our Blue Cross does not cover our?
No, as I said earlier, Blue Cross Blue Shield does cover it, bare minimum coverage that you're going to get. But
it has to be equal.
No, you're going to get the coverage from Blue Cross Blue Shield. There's no doubt about it. If an employee doesn't want to use the EAP and they decide that they're going to go through Blue Cross Blue Shield, the first thing Blue Cross Blue Shield is going to do is talk to them about their provider. Let them talk to their physician, and let the physician make the assessment on what they need to do. We just went through this. So the physician makes the assessment and they go from there. But let's say that employee that doesn't have a primary care that they're in contact with, they have a situation that comes up, a divorce comes through, then they can also make that call. So you've got two angles that'll help you as opposed to just the one. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what about our workers' comp that we just received? Is that insured?
We have a new workers' comp carrier, and Liz set up a meeting. We have a meeting on Friday the 15th, whenever that is, but we have a new carrier. We have 2 employees out now. We've been working with the new carrier to make sure all the paperwork is done, setting up facilities locally that they can go to when they get injured, so that's totally different. But let's say we have a workers' comp employee that's out that wants to talk to a trained medical professional in terms of mental health, by all means, that they can absolutely take advantage of that as well.
Right, because I thought when the representative came and spoke with us, he mentioned that service was available where the employees can contact
But here's
them.
the thing, Trustee Fulcher, here's the thing with the workers' comp. They're only going to take care of the person that's injured, you know what I mean? So they're not going to offer it to everybody else. They're just going to be dealing with the injured employee because we want to hurry up and get them back to work, and if there's something to do that.
Right.
So the other way, they take care of everybody no matter what the situation.
Right, I understand, but I thought that from what he stated, this was a service that was offered to all the employees because we do have the insurance through them. So from my understanding, it was a service that's provided to every employee, regardless if they was on workers' comp or not.
Now, if we're talking about workers' comp is only provides it to injured employees.
Right, I understand.
Okay, we're talking about Vista, our broker. They're the ones who we actually went to and said, hey, get us the best that you can. And then I kind of knew other companies and said, let me check in on them and see what the cost was.
Okay.
So I believe we're in a good place right now. We can get more people to take advantage of it. Okay?
Thank you.
Are there any other questions, ladies, gentlemen? Okay, well, thank you. Okay.
All right, what are we going to do with that, guys?
Are we moving?
You want to move that forward, or you want to look at it, you want to move it forward, what do you want to do with it?
I just wanted to see some more information.
Okay, so we'll get some more information.
Hold for more.
Yeah, you just hold for more info. All right, madam, that's what we're doing. Item, That's what trustee Fulcher wants.
Different things. Like I said, I did remember him saying something about a additional service that was offered, so I would like to reach out to, I think his name is Cliff.
But isn't that separate from what she's talking about tonight?
I understand that, which I stated that. I want to speak to him myself because I heard something different. So I want to confirm whether or not what I heard is different or the same. So then I'll be able to make a decision based off of that.
Okay.
Okay, all right, guys. Item 5.1B, discussion lawn care, Greenfield Lawn Care, Inc. Question, go ahead, Manager Scott. Any questions, anyone? Trustee Brooks?
Paulie, right?
I believe that's him. Yeah, yes.
We all good. Unless the village managers, is anything different?
No, that's what I wanted to say. It's the exact same price. Everything is the same as it was last year.
Yeah, I just want to comment too that Paulie goes out of his way for this community. I want to thank you, Paulie. You have done so much, and I think the thank yous does not come enough to you. So I guess everybody in the audience know who he is, but I just publicly would like to say thank you, Paulie. You are a blessing to the community, and thank you, and continue to do what you do.
You say that as Paulie.
Right. Paulie.
I have one thing. Can we add weed control to this?
I
think he
think
does.
it's in there, because it wasn't at first, if I'm not mistaken, is weed control in there?
Yeah, he does.
Because at first it wasn't, we had to go back trustee T, because that's important.
Right. I think he does it with this service.
It's not in. I just would like to add that.
So the question is, can I make a motion to make an amendment? She'd just like to amend and add weed control in there as well.
Because she doesn't need to make
She don't need to make no motion, she just make Put out the atmosphere.
Okay.
And then, I had a question too, and then for the fields, I know last year he had took care of the maintenance of the fields. What is that, how is that happening? Is that something that the village is going to do, or is that something that he's going to do again? That'd be a separate?
Yes, that was a separate contract. Paul, I don't know if you want to come up and speak on that, but...
But I want to tell you something about the fields too. Because we got to have outfield buntings all around, one lined up, because y'all think we got the flag up there. We do. So then maybe you just consider going lined up and doing the national anthem games.
Talking about the baseball, we're talking about the baseball field. Yeah. The question is what? What was the question, please?
Well, you maintain the baseball field as you did last year. I think that was the question. Trustee Fulton.
Right, because you did the initials to set it up, to start the season, but I know, so that's why I was asking, because that's not a part of this contract.
The initial process last year was done because the baseball field was really ugly. That has been taken care of. Now, if we start early, then we don't have to go through that. We just have to do the normal maintenance of the baseball.
Right, so that's why I wanted to know, are we going to add in, or is it going to be a separate contract for the maintenance? Because the organization paid for the maintenance.
Exactly.
But I think that the village is going to...
The village paid, there are two separate contracts, one from the village and one from the management, baseball management. So they're still going to be the way we had them last year.
So it's going to be a separate?
Two separate contracts.
One for the village?
Yes.
One for the baseball. With that, it's going to include the continuous maintenance, Manager Scott?
For the baseball?
Yeah, the fields. The continuous maintenance. Okay, so that's what the next...
All right. Question here, Regal Farm. I mean, there was a time Regal Farm was a beautiful place. I remember. There was a time Miss Kelly was teaching us how to step in Regal Farm. The older, we the old people. We go there, we have fun, we step. And then there was a time our kids would go there to ride
The ponies.
horses and play. I don't know, have we abandoned Regal Farm?
Oh, no.
Please let it come back and let it be the way it used to be.
Is that that red barn back there? By your house? That's your backyard? All right.
We're not sure if they work on it.
It sure is. Yeah? All right. Item 5. What? I'm sorry.
Are we going to move this to the
Yes, are we going to move this to the next agenda? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. My illustrious Madam Clerk.
What do you
Red and
want?
black on.
What do you
I just want to shout after the meeting. Discussion 51D.
What happened?
51C, discussion purchase of UP golf course lawn equipment. Lewis.
Okay, so Matt Stacy, he's been brought on temporarily, just for a few more weeks, actually a little more than few, less than 2 months, but I'd say, about six more weeks. I have him working on several projects. One has been dealing with the maintenance of the golf course, which is a really big beast to tackle. We had to do an assessment on all of the lawn care equipment. We had meetings with individuals from Kemper Sports, various Burris, Rebel. Who else did we speak to? We also talked to
One of the Toro companies as well.
the Toro companies as well. So Matt is going to be explaining the equipment, the pricing, and where we move forward from here.
Good evening, Mayor, Madam Clerk, trustees. You got a new updated cost list tonight. We had some of Elizabeth was telling me about a discrepancy. We had equipment on the new purchase list that we were purchasing used that they have in stock right now. I spoke with the one company, Burris Equipment, out of Joliet. Asked him if he was sending over the estimate on the equipment that we had asked him about purchasing. He sent me back an email that they did not get the contract with Jacobson, so they will not be selling any golf mowing equipment. So he said he can help us out with any like regular mowers or whatnot, but nothing dealing with the golf course. Revel, I spoke with them. That's the price update you have tonight. They sent that over. I'm not sure. The one with the more equipment on it is brand new equipment that we would need to purchase for the golf course for the maintenance. That equipment there comes with a 2-year warranty. Covers the fairway mowers, the green mowers, the tee mowers. The used price list is what they have in stock now that we can purchase now to get the golf course up and going. Those ones, I apologize, the fairway mowers, and one of the other one is the trim mower, which would be is the bank mower. They have those in stock right now used. Those come with a 60-day warranty, top to bottom, front to back, anything dealing with the engine and whatnot. Like I said again, the new equipment comes with a 2-year warranty, engine, trans, anything. They'll come out, whatever goes wrong, they'll replace it, fix it, whatever they need to do. But Revel is the one that has gotten back to us. All the other companies, the new equipment with Revel, it will be in between March and May. Everybody else that I've spoken with is 12 months out. They said everything dealing with parts, equipment, and all that, they're just on a big delay because everybody is looking to purchase equipment now. Because a few of the golf courses are getting up and running, maintenance, going through the course and all that. So,
And this is still a runoff from the pandemic. So
yeah.
What they explained to us was ever since the pandemic, when the factory shut down, when they started back up, they're still 12 months to a year and a half behind in equipment. So the fairway mowers, the bank mowers, that is used equipment. We have 2 greens mowers, 2 tee mowers, a bunker rake, pull behind mower. Some of this stuff we actually had. So we actually have a rough mower. And the rough mower is almost $100,000 new. But the quote that is included here from John Deere, they are able to fix our mower. They gave us an estimate for $8,500, $8,499. So we would save quite a bit on that. But at the end of the day, I shopped around. Wells Fargo offered a 6.75%, and Midland, who we bank with, was a little bit less. It was at 6.28%. So I recommend that we move forward with Midland. We are able to get a loan. They told me that we could fill out the form, and we would get a response within 1 to 2 days. So if we do not move forward with this, we will have to shut the golf course down. So this is where we're at. It was really hard to find this equipment. Rick actually did us a favor.
Yeah.
He's been holding on to this equipment. He did request the LOI, which is a letter of intent to purchase. I did not provide that to him because I did want to speak to the board at this COW to get permission to provide him with a letter of intent to purchase this equipment. He said that if we don't move forward today, he has buyers for the equipment already, and they are everybody's chomping at the bit for this equipment. When you think about the money that we will be saving by not having somebody manage the golf course, I mean, this is something we really need to make this purchase. We did previously purchase the $10,000 mower from Burris, but like Matt said, for whatever reason, that has no control of ours, they did not get their contract renewed with Jacobson. So this is where we're at. Some of the equipment, what other equipment, Matt, did we have? I know it was some simple equipment and also that we were able to get from Sherwood.
Oh, the other
Home and Auto.
equipment would be like your weed whips, your backpack blowers, your backpack sprayers, all that. I called Sherwood and Crete. They gave us a
really
good
good
price
price.
on that. They gave us a government discount on everything, so it really knocked the price down a lot.
It came out to $2,151 for all of that equipment.
Versus going to Revel for the hand tools as well, they were like at $4,800. So Sherwood gave us the discount and all that.
Let me get this correct. Let me take a breath. Matt, when you got a chance to get over there, do we have anything left from CHW Group? Because I have a picture.
Okay.
I don't know why people keep. Because let me explain something, and this don't have nothing to do with you. This for those who listening, who keep thinking when I say that I talked to the damn state's attorney office, FBI, that this is a joke.
Right.
They don't prosecute you tomorrow like a police officer do. They prosecute you 5 years down the line, 3 to 5 years down the line, whatever was in the statute. There's a picture that former director Byther and police chief Wilson, they were in there. I seen equipment up to Yahoo, and I'm just trying to wrap my mind around, did CHW leave anything behind for us to even have before? I mean, because I know we need this.
Right.
But was it anything left?
There, on the inside of the garage, the maintenance garage, there are 3 mowers.
Wow.
Two of them, I was told, are broken down. The other one, they said we may be able to fix. But they're all older mowers. And inside the other shop was a couple of old tractors, 2 of them.
Right, I seen those.
I couldn't even tell you if they
were ragged, yeah.
So yeah, there's nothing else over there.
Okay.
So if you got a picture, there's 3 inside and then those couple in the back.
Well, the pictures that I have, they were lawnmowers that were usable, and the key thing where we were looking for the $10,000 lawnmower that couldn't be found.
Right.
So what bugs me is that even though our equipment may have been used, and I know we are at the point, either way it go, let's say we still had the equipment and you had worked on it and you would have recommended that we needed to fix it when you were here, right, taking care of it. It's just the point that the village always seems to be in this crunch where money has to go out. And to listen to it, it just it annoys me knowing what I've seen in those pictures.
Right, yeah.
So the hours, let me move on to what we're trying to do. For the used equipment for the John Deere, and I want to make sure, the hours, do we know how many hours the one on the Fairway mower, how many hours they may have used on those?
Most of them were between 1,000 and 1,600.
That's not bad.
All 3 of them, which he said, I asked him about the hours, he said, that's not bad for, 1,600 hours on them.
Right.
What's the average?
You know what, Mayor, I didn't even ask that question.
It's probably way higher than that, because I know they're always rolling.
Yeah, you figure they're out every day.
That's like 1,600 a season, maybe? Hours?
Yeah, so it's probably more, like, if they, for this one, I would say that they probably would know more out than a season, maybe. Especially if they oil change, whatever it go, it was still being continued. Because I have one I can't even tell you. I think I bought that in '07 and it still run just as good. As long as you change the oil and sharpen the blades, it's good. So I'm not concerned about that.
I have a question. You might.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
So my question is, so for the used equipment, would it be more cost-effective over the long haul just to get new? Because the used, the warranty's only good for 6 months. You might have to look at this again next year. Oh, 60 days, that's even worse. So would it be better to just spend the money and just buy brand new equipment so we can have the 2-year? Yeah.
Would you think it'd be better?
Okay, now you gotta remember now.
Oh, I don't know.
You gotta remember the new stuff is coming anywhere from March to May.
Yeah,
And he's not sure, if it'll be March, April, end of May, whatnot. But the used stuff is what he's got in stock now, and we have nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not available. It's all being built.
And the other thing is, we have been talking to people to put the staff together. We're almost
Yes.
ready to go.
Yeah.
We also talked to a mechanic who has been doing this
For 20 years. Yeah.
And we're ready to go. So we got the staff, putting the staff together for the equipment. And we talked for a long time with Rick. We talked to several of them.
Yeah.
And they said this is good equipment and we should be in good shape.
If the purchase said we were a year and a half out.
We out.
Yeah,
No,
12
that's
to
too long.
18 months to get new equipment.
These are outright purchases.
Right. So,
Say, for instance, when it comes available during the off-season, can we take these where they have trade-in value to upgrade to have our own?
Yes, we do have the
Yeah.
option if we would like to upgrade.
Yeah.
We can trade the equipment.
So it's not a lease because it says lease type on here.
No, so this is what he gave us if we went with Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo was a little bit more, like I said, it was 6.75%. Another, whatever third party, somebody I didn't give it was like 7%. So this was the cheapest through Midland Bank, it was 6.28%. I had about 3 meetings with them, and they assured me they would get the approval within about 2 days.
Not to be funny, yeah, because some of them are going like 9%, right?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, a couple banks, and if I'm not mistaken, they're trying to, I just seen it was Sunday, they're trying to lower the rates. Oh, they go back up Thursday? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's going back.
We had changed on Thursday, it's 7:30 bid.
That's our stock advisor right there.
7:30 bid.
Call it one, huh?
So Matt, for what the purchases everything that's on here, it's not guaranteed to get, or?
He said it would be between March and May. He can't give like an exact date. Like we could get a couple mowers in March, a couple more in April, a couple more in May. He said the purchase order will not be full.
Okay.
Because of the way it's being built and they're waiting on supply.
Did we fertilize at the end of the year, or we just cut?
No, we did everything. We also winterized. I also had the irrigation system cleaned out.
So, this is February.
March to start cutting next month, basically.
Well, it did warm up, but the temperatures are going to drop, so the grass may go back dormant.
Right.
The concern is that if it warms up in March, and we don't have what we need, we're gonna be in that situation where we were.
And you just say playing catch up?
Right, because if I'm not mistaken, that is mostly Kentucky bluegrass out there.
Yeah, I believe so, from what he told me last year.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's Kentucky bluegrass. We have to be ready.
They're calling for rain this week, and then the next week it's supposed to be back into the 40s.
See, yeah.
So,
It's gonna make it grow.
Right.
Yeah.
And and it's not looking like, oh boy. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
From the people who
do it.
The maintenance cost from the other.
and we have the bodies to do it.
We've talked with a few, so that's,
Because I think I even got an email from someone who used to work the grounds and still wanted to work. It's probably deep in my email, but I think there are people who were there that passionately want to come back and take care of the golf course. Okay.
Any other questions? Trustee Donna? We're gonna move forward with some stuff?
Yeah. But Ms. Scott, I'm about positive. I know I have not heard the word lawsuit yet from this village to CHW Group. I don't care if the value of those lawnmowers was $10. CHW Group walked away with a couple $1 million. They were not open. Me and Karen went over there on the day after 4th of July, the first year they were here, and they were not open. They were paid. We want our money, and really we want money, because they can keep the lawnmowers. They were trying to hurt us. I heard the lady walking out with toilet paper. You know, this is ridiculous. Wow. So let's get our justice if we can have the law firm. Somebody, we got to do something. I don't care if it's Montana and Welch. Somebody need to sue CHW Group because the residents were clearly robbed.
Yep. Yeah, we need to file.
Because we have nothing. But you know, at this point, all we can do is hit reset and move forward, but be compensated for what was taken from us. I yield my time, and I want to put it on the agenda.
Yeah.
All good. All right. Item 51C. Jesus, I better put my glasses on. I got them on my head. 51D. I'm so sorry. And this is from the dedication of land on Burnham and Exchange for the purpose of a multi-purpose facility. And I just want to put it out there to the board and to our residents. We've been talking about it for the longest. Other administrations have been talking about it. But I would really like the support of the board and the residents to build a multi-purpose facility / New Village Hall on the corner of Burnham and Exchange, right across from the fire department, on a piece of land that's owned by the village, that has the infrastructure and the sewer and water right next to Family Dollar. So I just want to bring that out there for conversation, to continue to pay the school district to utilize it. Our senior citizens have nowhere to go for their meals and for their silver snippers or rovers classes. It's just needed as an up and growing community. So I just put it out there, and none of us have anywhere to go. Community rooms are very limited in the community. So as you guys know, I think we've had one rendering done, and we can have many of them. But I just want to start the conversation and look at it. The money is looking at probably between $4 to $8 million on building one. But the revenue, the potential that it could be, could potentially bring the revenue in of usage in the area is phenomenal. So I just want to put it out there and get some input and some sentiment here with the conversations about it. Go ahead.
Mayor, we have so many things to do. When you go down Black Hawk, you gotta dip to the side, dip to the right. We got so many streets to pave. We never even did cover the swimming pool. That don't even cost that much money. We got a lot of other things that I want us to have a new village hall and a multi-purpose center. That would be great.
Can I ask you a question, ma'am?
Sure.
If there's a way that we can find a way to make a way, would you support it?
I support it anyway, but not right at this very moment.
There's one thing for sure, and I think every resident needs to know that. The roads are not being neglected. I think it's everybody's intention to get support, because the roads that we plan on doing upcoming spring is Black Oak, Sandra Drive, where the sewers are collapsing in and the hills up and down. Burnham Drive, and the entranceway to Thornwood House. Those are the major roads that we will have money for MFT for, and other opportunities to get those roads done. And I ain't talking about it on September or October. We talking about trying to get it done as soon as possible. Striping the crosswalks and getting that community looking good. Because if you don't know it, the quality of your streets describes how your community is perceived.
You should be micing and you're talking.
I'm sorry.
So,
go ahead, Trustee. I'm sorry.
I think that we need to be more strategic about, like I said, I support this, but not right at this very moment, because I think we have a lot of things we need to do.
I agree, but I can tell you one thing, it can happen before your term is over. It can happen then. If I could show you, if I can show a blueprint, a financial, fiscal, responsible plan that can ensure that we will not be putting another additional burden on our taxpayers, then I think it could be a win-win, because it costs money to operate it. It definitely costs money to operate it. But a nice new village hall with a pond, a retention pond in the back, a walking thing in the community, we can do it. Theo, I know you can help me. You can help me with this one.
I was going to ask you, will it get me reelected?
Yes, probably so. Probably so. But you know what? Sometimes, I'll just put it like this. Sometimes I had put myself out on a limb, and I didn't even really care about winning or not, because if I felt if it was the right thing to do, it's worth the sacrifice for the future of our community. But I think that everybody, the cohesiveness, as the audience spoke about earlier, and the ability for us to just do something different and create something. And I even thought about this, and I just want to put it out here, because this is a whole different era now. Somebody has approached us about this veterans wall out there on Tim, that Tim was talking about. Someone has really approached us about a great economic opportunity with 2 restaurants, because they really like the opportunity to come in and go out with the potential of a drive-through, but also the opportunity to build a new Bush statue, Veterans Memorial on the corner of Burnham and Exchange with an eternal flame with bronze statues, and give us something that everybody can be proud of, that we can have a little different thing. So it's just food for thought. It's out there. I want to have this conversation, and I think that all of us out here, we put our heads together, we can make a way, because and the reason it's coming up now, because there's a ISLAD grant coming up that will give us up to $7 million for construction of a new facility. So, and we've been very good with ISLAD in Springfield, and the Ontario group has been good in receiving those grants. So that's it. And we wouldn't do it like we did the golf course. Start off as a revenue bond, change it to a general obligation bond, and bind us up. That won't happen.
So what would be the financial plan to get started? I mean, that's if I'm a resident, how would we explain where the money came from in this situation?
We want to have a financial calendar, and then we have to come up with the renderings, and we all have to agree on it, have a little public participation, because there's the opportunity to decrease the one we have a little bit, because I think the rendering that I shared with you guys earlier has like 3 community rooms with 1,500 square feet. It has the opportunity for soccer and indoor football field and a track and a gymnasium for like a theater for the girls who want to do modern arts and dancing. It has all the great amenities, so we can design it the way we want to.
May I finish my comments?
I'm sorry, I'm just getting me running off like, I'm sorry.
So, like I said, I'm all for it, but can we plan it out more strategically so we can know what we're doing?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and find out what the residents want to see in it.
Yes,
not just us sitting here.
Yeah, not just us.
We're not the only ones that are going to use it. So just find out what the residents would like to see.
Workshops.
Yeah.
Right.
Workshops, gotta have workshops.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's start some interactions and stuff and come up with
a workshop, not a 4 o'clock meeting.
Wow.
A 4 o'clock meeting to vote aye. I'm just saying. No, just kidding.
Let's go through the process. We got an opportunity to not just take care of our current residents, but we got something to prepare for the next generation coming up. There's a whole lot of our young kids, and we have to give them an alternative. One thing for sure, in the hot days in the summer, we'll know where the majority of our people are going to be, where the kids will be. They won't be wandering the streets with nothing to do.
Well, I'll just say this, because that's TIF 6, right? Right.
Watch out.
That's TIF 6.
Yes, sir.
So the economic development in that area, yeah.
And see, there's a method to the madness, because in reality, there are some services and things that we can tie to there that won't actually be costing us anything because of the relation to what you just stated.
The TIF.
The eligible expenses, absolutely. That gives us the opportunity to get more police, to, fire, whatever deemed necessary. That's a great opportunity. All the things that are TIF eligible projects, which is probably
Well,
6 to 8.
Well, the one reason why I bring it up of it being of that district is that I think that if we're going to plan University Parkway, just like tonight on my way here, I mean, I'm glad that Family Dollar was lit, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't know, after 50, someone told me your eyesight kind of get a little poor.
That's when I started getting them.
Right.
You already got them.
Yeah. And I mean, however, I think the discussion of speed limits, the main, yeah, and especially if we own that street.
Parkway.
Yes, we own it, and if I'm not mistaken, TIF money and snow plows and so forth. But I'm just saying that I get it, but I think that we need to make sure we plan it. I think we need to follow what Trustee Lewis is saying, is workshops. But the priority, Trustee Thompson, I think that everyone, if we built that, but yet we didn't do anything else.
First things first now.
Right. Because I do know that the fix that we did in 2017 on Sandra in Blackhawk, that was so very temporary, but we need to make sure that, because I think that was if I'm not mistaken, Madam Clerk, that was like a 80-20 we had to pay for that. We didn't even have 75 or 80,000 to pay for that. And, just let's make sure that we plan it out properly. We lay it out. Not use it as a pitch.
Yeah. And I know the Lord has really blessed me with a great board, and I think that when we put our heads together, man, we can't be beat. All we do is win, win, win. Yeah. Any other comments? Trustee Fulcher, I know you at baseball would love to have a place to practice inside in the wintertime. 90 Townsend. I'm sorry, audience. I know I stated before the meeting. We ain't gonna. Okay, it's nothing to move forward right now, Madam Clerk. It's just that we're gonna start having some workshops. So first of all, I guess one of the main things that the clerk is really asking me and whispering without me saying, without saying nothing, is that a good location for everybody?
Yeah.
Well, we can, like Trustee said, we need to have the workshop to see where do they really want to place a location.
It is location.
Fire, biggest strength. People don't have to come through the town. Right there. Okay. Yeah.
And I know even now with the basketball season, they don't even have a place. They have to keep going from one gym to another gym to another gym, and that's pretty sad. So it is something that's needed, but like we were saying, we have to prioritize, make sure that we're getting all our ducks in a row, take care of what we need to take care of now, and then plan for the future.
I agree.
So I think that it's a great idea, but let's make sure we got all our...
Listen, if we got to take care of home first.
Yes.
For people who don't know, I pledge on getting these streets and roads done. That's important to us, to have nice streets and roads to show the beauty of our community. Time for us to turn to each other instead of on each other. Let's move on forward, y'all. Let's do this thing. Next item I got on here is 51E, and this is a discussion of appraisal village-owned property, and this is specifically talking about the old TV studio. Everyone has that information on their desk, looking at it, and there's a decision that needs to be made, looking at our future. I don't think we would have spent $500,000 into it.
I really think it needs to be tore down.
I agree with that. Tore down.
It needs to be tore down.
So let me ask you this. Would you want to get an appraisal and see if what if the private sector wanted to buy it and turn it into 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Breakfast spot or a location or something like that?
It used to be a pizza hut.
Huh?
So the cost of the appraisal will probably be a few $1,000s. However, if you look, in speaking with Randall, she forwarded, excuse me, some information. This is from 2019 of the cost to remediate, which is now, I'm sure, a lot more. It's probably upwards of $500,000. In 2019, it was about $338,000 to remediate. There is black mold. I had Matt go over there today, and he can attest to some of the things. So I asked him to take pictures, but there is a lot of issues with this building, and honestly, I don't even know if it can be salvageable.
That's what I'm saying.
The best route to go would probably be to bulldoze it.
It would be in our best interest to get rid of it.
I mean, it is an eyesore.
I think Neva can tell us better than anyone.
When I went in there, I could barely breathe. I mean, my eyes started itching, my nose was bothering me.
It's terrible.
I couldn't be in there for more than 15 minutes.
Yeah, I've been in there several times.
So you walk in that joke, you like,
yeah, it's terrible.
Mold, I mean. So would it be good to just get an appraisal and see what the value of it is and then make the determination of it? Or
Is it even structurally sound? I didn't read it.
No.
I just got this. It's not structurally sound? If it's not structurally...
Trustee, but when I went over there the other day, yesterday, going into the back, you can see where either trucks are parking back there, the school buses are over there. You can see on the corner of the building where trucks have backed up into the building. The front door, where you walk into the front of it, something's backed up and hit the wall there. You go inside, there's black mold starting in the walkway because it leaks so bad. Neva says it rains just as hard in that little hallway as it does outside. But yeah, plus the air units are out. The guys told me that when it got struck by lightning a few years ago or whatnot, the two rooftop units do not work. Don't know if there's any electrical wiring damage from the units going inside. There's starting to have leaks in each of the rooms that are in there. You can see all the plaster peeling down. And when you look up in the vents, it's pretty dusty, moldy. I didn't even go up in there. I just shined the light up in there and you could see it. So the back has been, and there was a little storage shed put onto the back of it. That's been hit. You could see it leaning. In one of the pictures, you can see, if you look at it, it's kind of cockeyed and everything, but yeah, it's pretty rough.
Bulldoze.
Right, so would we still own that, the property or the land?
The parcel of land, we own that pen.
And so what would be the plan behind that?
But see, that's why I say market and see if, I don't know. What if someone did want to buy it and put their money into it?
Because you could rehab a place, a whole house for $30,000. You know what I'm saying? So this 300 and something, I know it's a lot of stuff.
Oh, right, yeah.
But when you look at a lot of people, they rehab homes, and they have a team already. I think, to me, like what the mayor was saying, it might be beneficial to get an appraisal and see if somebody's interested in
market it for sale and see what happens.
It does. I don't think it hurts. I mean, I've seen them. You could rehab a whole house, which is bigger than this TV station.
I hear you back there.
What do you say? I mean, which is bigger than the TV station is a whole house. They could rehab it for $30,000. You see what I'm saying? So, I understand the cost is a lot to. That could be a lot, but somebody
see if we can
see the benefit of it.
Some economics out of it.
Yeah, they might see the benefit. So my suggestion is to.
So, I think that I think there may be two options here. One option would be to sell it as is, right? Because really what someone's buying it for is not actually, it's not actually for the building, right? It's for the land itself, because it sits in an area that's really starting to, blossom into a business district. So we have someone, I don't want to say what business and jinx ourselves, but there was a business that did reach out that's interested in coming. It's a well-known establishment that sells food. I'll just leave it at that. So we're excited about that, and we've just started to have the beginning conversations. But I said bulldoze it, but the reality is you can bulldoze it. That would come.
Of the cityscape.
Jam right.
We don't want that. So whoever comes in, we're gonna have to have a contract agreeing that they're gonna do X, Y, and Z in a set amount of time, because we don't need any more eyesores. All these places, Kirk Place, all this, no, it's time out for that.
And I don't know if Manager Scott gonna be tripping when I be saying this, but there's some great economic opportunities getting ready to be presented to the Board of Trustees from the Eastern Corridor, from Western and Exchange coming back west. That might fill up all University Parkway, which would be things for all of our residents and constituents to have a reason to shop in town and do things in town. So, as it's getting for real, this joke is living right now.
Did they for real come to your office?
Not yet. Okay. I'm trying to get it.
I knew there was something to it.
But it'll be a great opportunity. And then I can say I'll be glad that we can go to other fast food restaurants and stores outside of J&J. I see y'all over there, JT-TV. All right.
Joe is a trip.
All right. So we're going to move forward. Just going to put it out there as is.
Yeah, we can try that first.
Town Center. Town Center is also on here.
Right.
Oh, Town Center's on there too.
I think it's good to appraise anything you own. You should know how much your stuff is worth.
Yeah, for the town center for sure. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, for the.
You gotta know what your values are. You gotta know what your pluses are.
Sure.
Minuses are.
Yeah.
So we moving this forward?
Yes. Yes.
Move to the next meeting.
Yes. Discussion of expansion of TIF 7.
Mark Good.
Mark Good.
Mayor, why are we talking about this again?
I just want to get this simple because this is outside of the sports dome. The sports dome is really basically about not extending the benefits of the TIF, not extending any more financially, just the boundaries of it, which will wind up getting us a street from Cicero Avenue to Governor's Highway, and the community benefits. Y'all guys can get whatever you want to develop as far as that goes, instead of sports dome and things of that nature. So I just wanted to put it out there and see what the sentiment is. I'm just saying the road at Steger and Cicero was a nice road. Now, as we grow, traffic count is really going to get tied up, especially Governor's Highway. And then with the new development that's going to be right across from the, what's the corners? Where's Quick Trip? What corner is that?
Central.
No, but what corner? They always identify the southeast corner.
It's the southeast corner.
And what's going to the northeast corner? Is that Clarius?
That's Clarius.
Yeah.
You see, boy, you always into something.
People try to buy the land. And just to let everybody know, people are bidding on the land between the golf course and the metro station for the purpose, because it's already zoned property for mixed-use development. They're looking for retail and housing. They've already started knocking on Government State store. Got the phone call today.
Yeah, well, Mayor, listen.
Talk to me, Doc.
We all know the value of UP. The problem that I'ma always express, just like when we go back to the Amazon deal, I'm telling you what a woman, not a man, a woman from Springfield said. We were raped. It was the worst deal ever. And that was my point that day, that no one understood on the board, even someone who was a close colleague of mine. He didn't understand. To say, yeah, we get you 800 jobs, that's not the point. The residents need to benefit. When we give away land like that, we need to make profits and benefit from it. We borrowed $1 million that the old village manager continued to dance around, and we bought squad cars and we paid this off and we paid that off. And then she never even said if we paid the $1 million back. So when I look at my buddy, Trustee Wilson and Monique, I said, Mike, you got it made. Because they got a $3 million check. And I just felt that if we're gonna do these things, that we need to take advantage like the other towns are taking advantage. Look at Monique. I hate to say it. Look, listen, I would like to pull it on University Parkway, look the same way as we come off on I-50. Actually, University Parkway and our I-57 look like Monique's I-57. Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. Just like Terrico Group sat up here. He can BS me all he want to. I told him, and really be honest, I don't even care if he give donations. The problem I have with them is that when you come to here, give us a good deal. Donations is part of politics. But on the same time, give us a good deal that all the board members can say yes to.
That's the plan.
That's it. I was insulted by Mark Good. He wants to expand TIF 7. I'm going to tell you to this day, I'm going to tell you what I'm insulted by. Even when we sat there, he sat up here and said, oh, you can go buy some new fire trucks. Them men, we had just bought fire trucks. So that was one insult to me. Two, I don't care what you say. When Jacilia, when it came to paying a bill, she paid that bill. And for him that day to sit there, and I read that money back out of that loan, Jacilia was going to pay it, but he didn't trust us enough for that. Now he wants to do another project. That's not right, Mayor. He needs to understand that when it comes, if he's going to come with a deal, he needs to come with a deal that all 7 of us will say yes to. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I like that he wants to do the street, but if I'm not mistaken, isn't there a loan or something? I heard trustees that we have to borrow money in order to build a street and pay it back or something. Am I right, Donna? Okay, Donna remembers.
You're going to use the TIP funds, take it out the TIP funds, and one of that 8%, that he's going to take out a loan, that we're going to have to pay it back later. Now, I think there's something else.
Right.
We didn't know if it was 8 or 9, remember? It's a
That's the
controversy.
part when we come in, that if we think it's good, that we can negotiate the terms, because expansion of that TIP, those are TIP eligible descriptions that doesn't touch our general fund, that's all operating out the TIP, so that's actually dollars that we don't actually see. But if that's what the case is, then that's what we drive for, and then we ensure that we get what we need for our community moving forward.
But he's going to build warehouses, like he's going to make money off the warehouse.
Right, that was the part.
He's.
I'm just talking about
No, I'm talking about Mark Good. He's going to make, the sites and stuff that he's going to do. He's going to make money off us. His grandkids are going to make money off us. And I'm not jealous. I'm just saying, if we're going to start, if he wants to start talking about deals like that and expansions of TIFs, I want to see, and I want to be able, when I see my buddy.
What you want, Doc?
I'm just saying, it's too late to say Amazon at 3% like Monique. It's too late. But he wants to put 3 more warehouses, I'm not thinking, or something that one of the trustees said, hey, we want hotels over there if you put a multi-complex center. The gentleman came and did a presentation, and actually the design that he had put there, I felt it would have been best to put a hotel there.
He said absolutely not.
He said absolutely not. And here's the thing, the same thing when Mayor Covington was here. That corner where Terrico Group is going was supposed to be a hotel. I seen renderings, yes. Remember, Madam Clerk, it was drawings. And the thing is, Mayor, is that I would be satisfied if I at least seen development like that. Because at least Monique has 2 hotels, Taco Bell, Pilot.
And see, that's what,
He didn't say retail.
He said retail.
At the corners.
At the corner.
But he want to bring in, cross over to on the other side of Cicero, where we already got this Carvana lot at that corner that we see. But he wanted to bring that over across on that side with nothing. But to me, if we're going to bring in a sports complex, whatever else, it should be, even if it was that, I'm just saying something to that extent, right, something to that extent of anything that, hey, what about hotels? have a development that says absolutely not. I would never put in that, I would never allow that on my land. Okay.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying there.
But recently,
And see,
two
that's what the challenge
hotels
is, because, see, now that was insulting, and I can understand it. The market right now for University Park isn't asking for hotels, because you looking at Matheson right there.
Right.
Looking at Monet right down the street, and Matheson done closed down one hotel.
I was gonna say Country Inn Suites, and I think Hampton.
And Holiday Inn is son of a gun.
They're not faring like.
There's no demand, because
There is.
You can check for yourselves, even at the conventions and stuff. The hotel market, where it used to be huge,
It has gone down considerably.
It's a small area.
Yeah.
So I guess the hotel is not impossible, but I think the demand has needed, and I think the demand comes with the expansion of the university. Because
She's saying if governor state changed to a D1 school.
Or a 3.
Or 3D school, then the demand for a hotel would be there because people will come in, you know.
To spend the weekends.
With their children, yeah.
But they are moving.
They're moving in that direction.
Yeah, they're moving that direction.
Because she says she owns, Governor State owns 752 acres here in University Park. And one thing that we all don't want to do, we don't want them to have their own island on the campus. We want this to be a campus atmosphere, community town, so to engage with them. So she wants to be able, if she can say get a Division III school, because that helps her enrollment too. She doesn't think that her enrollment numbers are high as they could be if some of the people in the area, because most of our students at Creek, they want to go play ball somewhere else. They want to go play ball. So if they had the ability to go to Governor State on a D3 or NAIA, anything, they would be going. You see, Chicago State's just added football.
Yeah.
And they try to get their numbers up, because in Illinois, that's what kind of drives people to why they go out the areas and stuff. All I got.
But we don't want to go to the point, this is what I'm afraid of. The land we have, I don't want it where we're giving away so much land that when that opportunity comes, that we can't build a hotel or any of those amenities that people would like to have.
Yeah, because look, you got
Trustee, he owns that land.
So listen.
He owns
He
it.
can do whatever he want to do.
You're right. He can do whatever he wants, but he coming to us.
No.
I'm not saying. So what about the expansion? Because there's a proposal. I know we all know about this annexation that we want to do. We want to go south. Definitely, we want to be the last town going south to the 3rd airport. First one coming north. The other thing is to annex west from University Parkway north to Harlem across the State Road. We're trying to do this. The unincorporated, what's that? Unincorporated Frankfurt. Really are interested and want to come in next week and start talking about the potential annexing. They do not want to be a part of the incorporated part of Frankfurt. And I see what you're saying, because there's some things that can be done to benefit the community and make the community do whatever being necessary. Because saying absolutely, see, I never say no. There's always a possibility. If you serve God, all things possible, right?
Or Joe the Mayor, it's always possible.
Everybody doesn't serve God, Mayor. So listen, Mayor, so the conversation that I had with him, and I asked him, what did he do in the past for the residents? So he said, oh, well, I gave $1 million. And I said, wasn't that a loan? He said, I don't know. I don't know if it was a loan. That's what he said. He said, I also gave $500,000 for Craig Park. And I said, you should get some of your money back. And then he just couldn't explain where all this $500,000 went. And then that's about it. That's about it. So if you're gonna be genuine and you want me to do something that's going to benefit him and his family, his generational wealth, then I think the residents should get something too.
So I just come up with an idea how we can fix it to all of this.
Okay.
So, and I think, Theo, we've been talking about this before. Impact fees that make it to the point where we get that amount of dollars that's being necessary to do whatever we want to do.
Ain't that what he called the $1 million we borrowed as an impact fee?
No, that wasn't that.
Hey, that's what he said.
Well, no, I'm talking about impact fees assessed by the Village of University Park, not the developer. I'm talking about impact fees for the Village of University Park for every square foot or whatever else. Matter of fact, since we're talking about that, we need to put something on the referendum for November because we want to change our fees from $1 to $3 per square foot, because we're losing out on millions and millions of dollars because of our price has been the same for probably 20-some odd years.
Yeah, it's been too low.
As construction prices and everything going up, we still sitting there.
Well, let me just say, and I'll finish this.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I'm just tired of, it'd be 7 years in April that I sat on this board. I done watched developers, whoever, come up here, give an excuse to at least he can try to find 4 people that he can lie to. And they say, oh, this is great, and they vote aye, and at the end of the day, the project is here, but yet we do not benefit from it like other towns are. We have to stop that. And as far as I'm concerned, the trustees up here know the comment that if we don't vote for it, he gonna wait till the next election. So it is what it is. I called it like I call it. And I was told Saturday, someone over the phone, what was it, Zoom call? Theo, don't change who you are. You told the truth, keep telling the truth. And that's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Well, I hope people take heed to that.
Yeah, you know, my sermon at church thing is stand your ground and do what's doggone right. If that shouldn't be the right thing to do, stand your ground.
Well, are we going to still continue to discuss this?
Yeah, but we'll bring it back.
For what reason?
I mean, if you want to have...
I mean, we already discussed it, we voted, everything.
I mean, yeah.
It failed, that's, if I remember correctly.
It did, because there were so many other things tied to it. So if you just want
It's the same.
If there was some ask from the community that you think that would benefit the community, at least let's not have a closed hearing, let's just talk about it and see, bring it in, just have, it's not, you know, if there's something that can benefit the community, there's something that can help build our doggone facility, get some of our streets and roads done, from just expanding over and not expanding years, not expanding money.
He can build all the streets he want to build on his own land with his own money.
Right. Well,
we're tired of giving away stuff.
Yeah, but listen, we haven't given away things because even where Amazon was, the village didn't own that land. The village didn't own where Carolina was. We didn't own any of that. That was agricultural farmland that sat dormant for the last 25 to 30 years with no revenue.
But man, we gave it away, just like Monique. We can't keep. The man came in here like we some kids, like he gonna give us some Tonka truck, fire trucks, and so forth, and nobody knew. I sat right there before COVID, between where Trustee Fulcher and Madam Clerk sat, and I hooped and hollered, can we please read the contract? And really, if you read, one thing Milton said, if you want to make this village move forward, read. I asked him, I said, as a senior trustee, 2 terms, Milton, what is the best advice you can give me? Before he left, he said, Theo, whatever comes in this village, or whatever has come through, Madam Clerk, you better read it. And I read it. And my problem with Mark Good is, good guy, genuine. He was out, it wasn't his company when the United Center was being built. He was down there, I was down there when that place was dirt. I was the one accepting all the shipments at the United Center, right? I was part of the staff. I ship everything upstairs, the union workers fix it, put it in, whatever. He's out there. Great guy, small world. But at the end of the day, he has benefit, especially steel company. It's gonna happen today. I will never forget that remark he made when we were on Zoom. He said that steel company over there that we voted for, I didn't vote for it, that was voted for, he said it's gonna pass today.
He had to have a yes today.
It don't matter about that.
I didn't vote for Amazon. I didn't vote for the steel company. I sure in the hell didn't vote for Carvana, although it was said I voted for Carvana. I'm glad the church paid attention, you know. But at the end of the, amen. But at the end of the day, Mark Good, no, he he cannot continue to come to us and just think he can give us like these deals. We need something. I'm sorry, do we have to be Moni in order to get something?
There's accounting. That's now an opportunity for us to stand up and say, listen, this is the last call for or whatever. You want to wait it out with. Let's put what we want at the table and see what the opposition. Let's put so much at the table and flip the script and see what. Right. We could all come up with something that we want to cook like a pizza. Hey, Trustee Thompson says this is legal for the community. Trustee Brooks says this. Trustee Williams says that. Lewis, McFadden, and Fulcher. Hey, let's look at it. If not, then keep on moving. Like you said, wait till next.
Because apparently, was it him? I'm sure he must be inquiring because what's this? The fourth time we talked about this? Second? Third time. So apparently, he just need to listen to us.
Yeah.
But he need to understand, I get it about the warehouses and the hotel talk. But also at the same time, we have to stop giving away, because I know good and well that is not no 30 acres with Carvana.
No, look at the real estate sales thing. It's 110 acres they bought from that farm. Yeah, look at what the sales thing.
But then the resolution said different.
I don't think so. But if you look at the real estate, the tech thing in Will County,
then the resolution said different.
Over 110 acres. Of farmland. I think that was a purchase of 110 acres of farmland. Because that's way more, what you say, 3 acres?
30 acres. I ain't say 3. No, I'm a Mississippi boy. It's more than 30. It's more than 30 acres.
It goes back to. It's not even touched yet. As far as
it's right. It is.
Areas going north that hasn't been touched yet on Cicero. So if you look at the plat survey, I think it was 110 acres that was bought. And the farmer would be happy because if you was a farmer, wasn't going to farm no more, sat there for 20 years and you can get.
Yeah, but let me make this is something again, this is the point that I'm saying. We all knew that we preferred retail right there, not a car mechanic shop.
I understand.
And so Mark Good wants to develop something there. It's like we're begging for. People are tired of going to Moni, Matson.
I'm tired of going there too.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
I'm tired of going to
because we could have took Carvana and put it on the west side.
But see,
whoever was responsible.
And that's some of the challenges people don't understand. They see these vast amounts of land in University Park. They think that the village is land wealthy, and we don't own very many parcels. It's all owned by individuals and families that invested in this land before our time and it's past the generation. And maybe we can take a note and to provide us lots of land to pass our generations because they can have this stuff for. And even though Cicero is owned by another family next to Mark Good. I can't think of his name.
Who are you talking about?
Somewhere on Cicero, another company on Cicero, another family that own land on Cicero.
He knows the man I'm talking about. You know, he just can't think of it. Can't you know? And you weren't trying to think of it either.
But Mark Good said who he was. But okay, well, for now, we'll pass on this one.
We'll have some dialogue and think about some things that you want to add up a couple of $1 million and think about what you do. If you really want to build that real estate bank, you want to be a community partner, then this is.
He wanted to build a road. He wanted to build a road.
We don't need the road.
But we do need the road for economic growth. We do need the road.
He needs it.
We really do need the road because the stores and restaurants are coming to the highway. Y'all gonna hate it.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be such a bottleneck at that time. I advise everybody don't even go that way no more. This summer, stay away from Government Highway. That railroad crossing, don't go that way. It's gonna be too busy.
What did Liz Williams want to bring us?
And you know what, in reality.
Liz Williams wanted.
No, that is your cousin. I'm sorry. All right, let's go.
We're gonna go for the
Liz Williams wanted to bring that overpass. See, that was gonna be her legacy.
Right now. And we can come up with some collective thing. Hey, Nico, this is.
I ain't lying. Because every meeting, the overpass, the underpass.
Okay.
The bypass.
And the last item.
Jesus. Oh, she gonna come back and say.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So, I I did have 2 meetings. We had a meeting back, I think it was around the end of October. We also had a meeting this past February. It was myself, John Kasparek, Chris Mirabali, Carrie Sheets from Midland States Bank. One of the things that I noticed when I came here, and I was actually able to access the account this past summer, was that we had very low yielding interest. I was shocked to find out it was 0.04%. So there is a memo that went to the board that John provided today. I requested a memo. Chris Mirabali's on the phone, but when I met with Carrie Sheets, she wanted to discuss a couple different things. She did bring up the cash sweep program, which is basically, it's a type of program. It automatically transfers uninvested cash into a higher yielding interest account. So it can be used for short-term investments. It can pay down debt service, lines of credit, things like that. I really didn't think that was necessarily the best option for the village in speaking with John and Chris. However, Chris does recommend that we transfer our money to Illinois funds where we will earn 4% interest. So right now, we are getting 4.20% interest for TIF 5 and Clorox, the Clorox sub-TIF account. So those numbers are there, $34,271,000, some change, and a little over $2 million respectively. But the other accounts, we are getting 0.04%. So we essentially lost, for example, for this month, we would get almost $100,000 in interest on the other accounts. So Chris is on the phone. He can go into more detail about this, but this is the beginning conversations about transferring our money. We do have the lean months, which takes place now, so that money definitely would have come in handy if we had that type of funding coming in, if we had been earning that interest. And when you think about the type of money, we're talking about millions of dollars that the village missed out on. So, Chris, are you on the phone?
Good evening, all. Can you guys all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so what started this all up is what we noticed with all of our other clients is they had moved a lot of their money into Illinois funds, what we talked before, and with your guys' cash balances, we went to your guys' bank and said, hey, the interest rates are going very high, so what is your guys' current bank, Midland State, doing for you guys? And after 2 months, they came back to us with about a 4.2% offer on only 2 of your accounts. All of the other cash balances on your accounts, they would be used to offset any potential fees that they charge you, which their current fees are averaging around $600 a month. So what we're proposing is all of the accounts you have listed before you in the memo, we are suggesting we move most of those accounts. A few we're going to leave open, but most of them are going to close, and we transfer those funds into Illinois funds, account for account. So we will have, each account will be separately in Illinois funds, but we'll be making over 5% interest on each account on the daily balance. So off of that month, if we were to move the cash tomorrow, we would make throughout the end of the month about $97,000, or almost $4,000 of which would be unrestricted cash that we can use to fund general operations.
Wait, excuse me 1 second. How much did he say?
Yes, 97,000 and some change. Wow. That's how much money we lost out.
How often?
Monthly.
That's 5 digits, Mayor. Not 6, but 5.
It's close. Yeah. Wow. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I heard him right.
Go ahead, Chris.
Now, all of this money that would be moved into Illinois funds would be secure and completely safe, so there's no risk of losing that cash or anything like that. If we need to move it back and forth to fund some sort of payment that we have to do out of the TIF or anything like that, it's just a simple transfer back into Midland and then wiring it appropriately like we would do normally. So the money can move back and forth however we need, but as long as it stays in Illinois funds, we are earning interest every day. I did a rough calculation as once we transferred it, if we keep it in there for a month, the total we would get out of that month of cash after transferring it tomorrow would equate to about $180,000. So each month, we could, by the end of the fiscal year, earn interest of over $250,000 if we move it according to the memo, based on an estimate of what the current interest rates are.
Go ahead, Trustee Thompson.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. I have one question about the $89,000 of restricted interest revenue. So how does that work? I don't think he heard.
Trustees would like to know about the $89,000 in restricted revenue.
Interest revenue.
Interest revenue.
It would just stick with the cash account as if it were like property taxes. We would just keep it in the account until we use it to fund legitimate restricted money. So whatever would be for like a TIF, we would use it to pay standard TIF expenses. So it would stay restricted to fund restricted expenses that are in accordance with the applicable laws and statutes of those related items in relation to the TIFs.
Thank you.
I was listening to him, but I just wanted to make sure that when it moves over to Illinois Fund, that it's still going to have their same accounts. And that's what she was saying, yes.
I just want to say it's insane that we have lost out on all that money. And I want to thank you or whoever investigated and found this out, because that's money that we desperately need. So I appreciate that. And thank you, Chris, for coming on and explaining it to us, because we need that. We need that.
I appreciate that. Thank you all.
You're welcome. Thank you. That is awesome. Wow.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Now it's the power, and power is money.
Man, we need to know.
We need that. Yeah. Okay. Can you wire it to us now? Oh yeah, he is.
When he like when it's speaking.
Yes, he has been for years. Yes.
So that concludes our committee of the whole meeting. And we're going to. The question is, are we going to move forward with this last item? All right, awesome. So we're going to close out our committee of the whole meeting. I want to thank the audience and the public for coming. I've been asked by Trustee Thompson to go into a brief executive session without the manager in here. So we're going to ask everybody to make a motion for adjournment.
No.
Wait, let me go back.
We want a motion to move into executive session.
Is there a motion to move into executive session
for the
purposes of personnel?
Litigation.
Moved by Trustee Thompson. Second by Trustee Fulcher.
And then we're going into the regular executive session after that?
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis. Trustee McFadden.
Yeah, well.
Okay. Trustee Fulcher. Trustee Fulcher. Trustee Thompson.
Votes aye.
Trustee Williams. Trustee Williams.
Trustee Williams.
I'm sorry, votes aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Votes aye.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk.
This is for personnel and litigation.
You would have lost anyway.